What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Today we are going to talk about a counter that has already shown up in the game for Galactic Legend Rey, featuring none other than Papa Palpatine with his leadership, the shock, the stuns. Then you throw in some other Sith and Empire characters, and apparently it does a really good job of countering Rey, though there does seem to be a question concerning mechanics with Rey that I have a feeling is going to cause either a nerf or a buff in some way. But then also, I'm going to show you guys some success I've had so far with my Galactic Legend Kylo and how I'm using him to defeat some of these General Skywalker teams that I'm seeing in Arena. I'll show you guys that as well. So shout out to Bitcoin for this video. He put it up on his YouTube channel, and you can see that it features a Palpatine lead with Darth Revan, Darth Nihilus, Thrawn, and Fallen Bastila. And the Rey team that he's fighting, to be fair, is not exactly the optimal lineup. You can see it's got Grandmaster Yoda and R2-D2, but when you go and actually fight, you actually see this team in action, you're actually going to find out that it doesn't really matter who's in those spots because of the constant boosting of turn meter with Palpatine, the shock debuff, the fear between Fallen Bastila and Darth Revan. No matter who's in those other spots, it doesn't really make a difference. You've got the fear here already with this entire team, and then once you've got fear on that, you fracture Rey, and then once Rey is fractured, you kind of spread out some more fear and you get those debuffs out on everyone. You follow up with that AoE shock, and then you have the cooldown increases with Darth Nihilus, and then you just kind of go to town from there. At some point here, you're going to start getting shock on everybody. You can see Darth Revan's going to put shock on all of these characters, and once there's shock on everybody, and since Rey is not immune to debuffs like Fracture, Fear, Shock, any of those kind of marquee debuffs that you don't see a lot of characters have, she's still susceptible to those, and you're just going to charge up the turn meter on Palpatine. Look at all the turn meter he's getting every time he uses his basic attack, and it's going to go crazy. Now, this is where things get kind of weird, and I have a feeling this is where things are going to get fixed with her mechanics. Her special whirlwind ability always targets the person who's in the 5th slot, which means it's Grand Admiral Thrawn right now, so he's going to bite it, and you can still see she does stupid amounts of damage with that whirlwind to the rest of the team. I mean, just about wipes out Nihilus and Bastila with that attack. But at that point, that's all she's got for her. She's already done the damage immunity on herself. She has nothing else. And then you just go back to town and shocking her, and you just kind of pick her off from there. Honestly, at that point, it's kind of over. If you can keep Palpatine alive through her whirlwind ability, you've got a team here that can just wipe out Rey. This is a very interesting team. You can see they retried the Annihilate. It didn't fully kill her, but still did the massive damage. But yeah, this is a team that I think has potential. I am worried because of the mechanics with Whirlwind going for that 5th spot, and also I just have a feeling that CG is going to look at this somehow and say that this is not intended, and they're going to change something here. We'll see what goes on. But honestly, at the end of the day, this does show promise, and I think that this is going to be a team that a lot of players can throw out there and try to counter on their own, and by no means is it going to be a perfect banner count. As you can see here, she still gets that whirlwind ability off, and that's going to kill anybody on the team. And if they keep it so that she uses it with the 5th slot character, okay, that's cool. I don't expect them to do that at all. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this looks like a potentially good counter. Don't know if it's going to last, and you still have problems where you could have a General Kenobi kind of screw things up where you can't get that fracture on her or something like that. So it's still not the optimal lineup, but there's definitely hope here for a Galactic Legend Rey counter showing Papa Palpatine. I mean, this guy just never goes away. We always see something with him, and here he is again, once again in the meta, kind of screwing things around and seeing what we can do. And there you go, another kill on Thrawn. So yeah, there's questions about how legitimate this is going to be in the long run, but for now, this has potential to be a solid Rey counter. We're going to do some more testing on my Arena Char. One of my Arena Char mates is going to be unlocking Galactic Legend Rey in about an hour or so, and I'll be doing some testing overnight, see if I can figure out some other teams that could possibly counter Rey as well. But I did feel like this is something worth mentioning because of just how high the potential is for this team. Now, let's talk about Galactic Legend Kylo Ren, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and how he fits into the arena meta. There's been a lot of discussion about how he feels incredibly underwhelming compared to Rey, and I can pretty much say right now that if I'm struggling to take out General Skywalker teams on offense while Rey can auto it with Jawas, there's definitely a balance problem here. And once again, we can't stress this enough that we still don't have the ultimate abilities unlocked, and based on the difficulty of that event, it's going to be a very long time before anybody gets those ultimate abilities unlocked. But let me show you what I'm using to defeat General Skywalker teams with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, just kind of showing you what I've made so far. Once again, Darth Revan, Bastila Shan, they seem to be the strong kind of characters that you bring in with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Do not use a full First Order team. I found that just lacks the punch to really get through those General Skywalker teams. So Darth Revan, Fallen Bastila, and Darth Malak, you bring in those iconic Sith Empire characters, you throw them in under Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and then in this spot here, General Hux works. I've also had luck with Kylo Ren Unmasked. I've also used Sith Trooper as well. But let me show you the one that I kind of like personally on my own. Not him. Where's my General Hux? There's my General Hux. Let me show you the kind of luck I'm having with this. It's been pretty consistent, but it's tricky. You have to pay a little bit of attention to what you're doing, and it's not exactly the easiest thing at all. So you do have to keep that in mind, and I think that this shows that we are not going to have a viable team for defense with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. So I'm not sure how good this is going to be. You can see there, we got the stun on General Skywalker. We are going to refresh the turn meter on him one more time, and we're going to get another stack off here of the siphon, and then we're just going to let things kind of go on their own. Eventually, you're going to get the fear here, and you kind of throw out some debuffs, and there we go. We have General Skywalker toppled, and then you just kind of go to town here. Now, this is where things are going to get a little tricky, and you can see here we siphon some mastery. We'll go ahead, steal lifesteal from 5s, and you can see here that all the other clones are pretty low on health as well. So we'll just go ahead and finish taking them out here, and then General Skywalker is going to come back up, and he will be ready to go. Now, because of all the stacks of fear that were put onto General Skywalker between Revan and Bastila and everything, he's actually got he's pretty much got increased cooldown, so it's gonna be a while before he can use his AoE days and his armor shred. In the meantime, I can stun here once more with General Skywalker, and at this point, Skywalker is pretty easy to take out. At this point, there's really nothing here to worry about, and we're just gonna do a siphon mastery here. We'll slow it down a little bit, see if we can get a damage number. 30,000 there with no crit on it, but yeah, overall, it's pretty easy to take out General Skywalker teams once you have this in. I'll try a little bit of a different team here for you guys to see it. We'll go once more here. Let me see. We'll do this one more time. I'm going to change up the order a little bit just to get a little bit different. I've also done one where I've used the AoE ability with Kylo Ren, and that topples General Skywalker, but at the same time removes all protection from the clone troopers as well. It's a little trickier to do, but it's also still very much a possibility of a team to use. So we'll go ahead and we'll switch the bonus turn meter here. We'll use the Siphon Mastery. It pretty much steals a lot of mastery from 5s or from General Skywalker, and you can see that at this point we're going to topple Skywalker and we're going to go straight for 5s. Now, nothing too crazy here as well. Another pretty easy one to take care of, and we'll take out 5s. We'll then go for Rex, and then we'll just pick off the other two characters a little bit here, and there we go. General Skywalker's back up, but he did have he did not get the cooldowns increased like we wanted before, and that's kind of the problem here. We'll get some fear here, and We'll get some buff immunity on him, and hopefully we can take out, right now, General Skywalker's taken out. So it seems to be pretty consistent. I've had really good luck with it. I've beaten full Relic 7 General Skywalker teams with that. Don't really have anyone in position for that right now, and this guy's going for his payoff, so I don't want to mess with him. So honestly, it's been a pretty consistent General Skywalker counter with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Just something to keep in mind if you are going for him. I know this only is going to be something that I guess like 50 people will find useful for the next several years because no one's going to be unlocking Galactic Legends, but it's just something to show of what some success that I've had with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. So let me know down below in the comment section, what do you guys think about the Emperor Palpatine counter for Galactic Legend Rey? Do you guys think that's going to stick? Do you guys think it's viable? Do you think that's going to be something that could work in the long run? Let me know down below. As always, guys, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you guys next time.